One. Yes. For me, it's always very important that we create the atmosphere the music requires. So, for example, there was one place where the cellos play this. It can sound, for example, very easily. People are trying to play. And for example, in that place, I thought it's not so important to think about getting it clarity, but I think it's important to get the. So this feeling of, I don't know, like running from the dog. Can we manage just? So it's only. So it's not really. So expectation of somebody is coming, running from the dog, or the wife. It's very nice to work in UK because there's a great sense of humor. So you can always use humor as a release of tension but also actually it helps to build the pictures of the atmosphere of music, and then that kind of thinking sometimes helps more than you are technically saying this should be shorter, this should be longer. Of course, these are very important terms, but I think it's very important to give the impulse of what is the atmosphere, to create the atmosphere, and then it becomes alive and interesting. This is one of these opera where you have to be very careful because it takes so much. Physical is one thing, but emotional and psychological part of your human being. You have to open all your inside and your feelings. And also, I have to have this driven idea of development of this constant feeling of revenge, getting warmer and warmer, and when it explodes. So I have to be very concentrated in that and have this very active emotionality in order to bring that feeling. But therefore it's dangerous, because at night sometimes you can't sleep because you just have this music going on, these stories. You're obsessed, so you have to be careful that you balance your identity, who you are as a person. And I'm not the one who likes to revenge, actually. And from one hand, you have to identify in a way with the characters of the opera in order to lead this emotional, psychological feeling of the opera. So it's very challenging emotionally and physically. But I must say it's all the great operas, whether it is Strauss, Elektra, Salome, or Rosenkavalier, or Wagner, Tristan, or Parsifal, or any other, or Verdi, or Puccini, or any. It's the same idea. For me, I choose to be physically and emotionally involved, not controlling the process from outside, but I try to be in, which is probably burning myself more than you should, but that is the way I think you should make music, is to be emotionally very open and involved.